No, just wait out when I drop my hand here.
My name is Jess, and I'm the farmer at Chickadee Creek Farm.
My name is Chris, and I'm the chef of Terra. How did you get started in farming?
I grew up on this farm, but after I went to college, I decided this is what I really loved doing, was farming and being outside all the time and working really hard and sweating through the summer and freezing through the winter. I actually love it.
One of the things that brings me back to the kitchen every day is that when I can just kind of peer out through the door and see the expression of guests that are enjoying the food that I've created, it brings me a great deal of satisfaction. And do you get the same thing from working on the farm?
I do, because I know that I'm making the healthiest vegetables possible. I don't use any sprays or any synthetics that would hurt people's health. Or hurt the health of my farm, the land on my farm, and the animals that live here. And that keeps me going all the time. That makes this really worthwhile and really happy. It's a happy job for me.
So kids, we're here to look for some Swiss chard, and I think Jess has some Swiss chard growing right around the corner.
I do. I'm gonna show a
There's a rainbow under here.
Rainbow under the cover. All right. Cover will add on 4 degrees of frost protection. It's really interesting. If you harvest the vegetables while they're frozen, while they still have that frost on them, it does damage their quality. But if you wait until the sun warms them up and they slowly thaw and they start, their vascular system starts flowing again and they start growing, they're fine. They don't get hurt. So, Chris, what are you going to make with the Swiss chard?
It'll be cooked with a very flavorful liquid, almost like an artichoke, so that it picks up some of the flavor of the liquid that's surrounding it. So there'll be some roasted garlic to give it a little sweetness. There'll be some leeks that will cook out till they're nice and soft, and they'll give it some sweetness. A little bit of vegetable stock, and the vegetables in there, and they'll be delicious.
Great.
Lots of herbs, too.
Yum, yum, yum.
What I like about Swiss chard is that it has color. It has really amazing texture, and it allows you to combine other flavors with it. In this dish, we're going to use leeks and roasted garlic to accentuate the flavor of the Swiss chard. By pressing down on the bulb, you can separate the individual cloves of garlic. What I really want to try and show off is the fact that this is a vegetable that has practically every color of the rainbow, and even then some, and how unique that is. So my preparation will allow the colors to come through, but in the end, you're going to continue to eat this not because it looks like the rainbow, but because it tastes great. Thyme and bay leaf. I'm going to put the bay leaf in the center just so it stays in there, and I'm going to wrap this with a string. This is going to add a lot of flavor to the broth, a lot of fresh herb flavor. So these leeks have begun to soften, and in fact, if you were to take a spoon here, you could push right through the center of that leek. That's nice and tender now. You can see there's a little bit of color starting to develop. As long as it's not burning, this color is just sweetness that's going to accentuate the dish. The garlic that we took out of the skin before, I've cooked in olive oil very, very slowly, so it makes the flavor more mild. And now we're going to add that fully cooked to these leeks. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cloves of garlic in there. We're going to let that get hot. I'm going to add the stems. Now typically we would cook these until they have texture but no crunch. There's still some crunch in here, but that's good because I want them to finish in this liquid. So here's the color of this liquid.
You have Brisbane in there?
No.
That's a beautiful shot.
I mean, that's the color of all these vegetables. So far to this point, we've only used the bottoms, but the tops only take a few seconds to cook. Bright green. With a new spoon. That's how green vegetables should be served every time. Here's our sachet of herbs. Still floating around in there. Oh yeah.